But that's not what I'm saying, Anton.
Y'all are an extension of me too.
Yeah.
But Anton, you already said that if there is an issue that you have with a person that you've done business with online, you take it offline and you'll pick up a phone and you'll call them. You've said that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my point. That's feedback. That's communication. That's something's up. This is off. That's my point. Is it would be I think that a part of a woman really being able to meet her man's needs, be her everything, be his everything. I think that the communication and the feedback from him
How come you've never solicited feedback
he
from me,
does
Carrie?
something, before he does
Carrie,
something
why
is
have you
helpful.
never, ever, ever, not one time ever solicited feedback from me? Not once.
Never solicited feedback from
Ever.
you.
Not once.
Ever.
Ever.
Not once.
Not
regarding
once.
content.
That's correct.
Probably because Tamika's point, I mean, you're on the air a lot. We talk a lot, even though we don't talk offline. We talk on here a lot. For what I'm doing with you, I think that I have.
You
I
don't think
think
that
I.
what?
Huh?
You don't
I
think
don't
that
think
you
what.
represent a significant piece of this puzzle that we putting together?
Yeah, but I think that it's there's enough for me to get any information that I would need already. Like there's nothing that I'm
No,
not.
so it's already enough. But I'm just asking. So you already got what you
But
need without ever really having to talk to me.
yeah, but you talk for a living, so we get the communication from you because you're up here. So
But
you're
Gary,
different.
you know
You're
how.
hold on, Mika. Though you're different. That's different than a
It's
regular
different.
situation. Yeah, because we can hear your way of thinking, your mentality, how you feel about us, how you feel about what you're doing. We know where you're trying to go, your goals, all it. You say all of that between Monday, Tuesday, between the Millionaire Morning Show, being
So
up here
you
with us.
understand who I am, and then you fill in the gaps.
I see what you're doing.
No,
I see what you're doing.
I'm asking a question. You know who I am, and you fill in the gaps, right?
Okay.
So what is it that I need to say? Everything that I do is communicating to you. I don't have to say it to you directly in order for you to understand what I need from you. You know what I need.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So because I don't know if that would be the same case if we just worked with you and you weren't a content creator who communicates. Like you verbally communicate on a regular basis. So for real, just rock with me on this. So you speak a lot. How would you what does that look like for a guy who he's not talking that much? You're purely having to base stuff off of just his movements without all of the verbal.
You don't know who your husband is without him having to say anything?
No, I don't think that people don't know who their husbands are. I do think that there's value to the verbal feedback, and you can say what you want.
So why
You
don't
give
you ask me
verbal.
for it if I've known you for years? You haven't. You know me so well. You went and found somebody that gave me what I need without me even having to suggest it.
But I've heard you on the panel. I know
you
what you look for. I've heard
also, you
you,
know
and
what
I've
I look
seen
for.
who's
It would have
around
been the
you.
same.
You know who I look for. You know what they needed to look like. You knew what they needed to fill in. You knew everything that needed to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
You keep spinning what I'm saying, but you're actually proving my point.
I'm proving your point. Okay,
you prove my point.
All right. Women will make adjustments for the men that they know that they want to add value into.
I agree with that. I
Women
totally agree
will
with that.
100% make adjustments for the men that they want to add value into their life. 100%. The question that we really have to ask.
And if your woman asks, give her feedback.
The question that we have to ask ourselves is, do y'all really even want to be with these guys enough to even make the adjustment? Okay.
That's a question too.
Interesting.
That's a question too.
But
As
it's
long as this man in their DM accept willing to accept them as they are, some of these women probably are not going to make the effort for their man because it's another man in their DM willing to take on all 250 pounds,
Oh Lord
willing to
Jesus.
take on all the missing edges, whatever.
yeah.
I blame the internet. I blame social media.
We gonna read super chats. I want to make sure everybody got their thoughts off.
No, I was just gonna say to Carrie, I understood what you were saying. I just think that 99% of it is just probably going to be nonverbal. Like, because if you can, I'm just going to make a example. If you know that your husband works that 9 to 5, and let's say he works a bunch of overtime or something like that, and you watch him and he doesn't have time to, I don't know, make breakfast in the morning. He might get up before you do, yada yada. But if he makes breakfast in the morning, then he's extra tired, yada yada. So then you would see that, and then you would come behind him and say, okay, I need to make breakfast for him in the morning so he can have more time and he's not as tired. He doesn't have to get up as early. He wouldn't have to tell you that.
Mm.
You could physically see it after
No,
watching it.
I
Right. So I just think
go ahead.
that's what he's saying.
No, I hear what y'all are saying, and I agree that there's still there. You can absolutely come to learn somebody, you can know somebody, all of that. At the
Mhm.
same time, I I'm a person personally who values feedback, and then I'm just trying to think in general of conversations that I've had and stuff like that. Men have a tendency to not say anything when you come and you
Because
ask them something.
men don't like to
Whatever the
men
reason
don't like
is,
to
I'm just
overthink and
whatever.
overstate, which is the reason why it was me pulling teeth. It had nothing to do with Slimmy. It was just the fact that I know men don't like to expound like that. I was trying to get it out for content and for purposes of women knowing what that means. But men don't like to do that. Men don't like to be long-winded. We like to add context to the clues and yada 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 yada. But that's just what we are. And I'm okay with what we are. I'm just saying I know the difference. And that's why I was asking Slimmy to expound on it. But with us in this situation that we're talking about, I was saying that what you're talking about is it really you need that, or is it just you trying to over analyze the situation instead of just going with the flow?
No, I think I'm over analyzing the question that he asked, because regardless, I mean, maybe Mika, you and all your women, y'all love it's all perfect with your men and all of that. But I'm thinking about Anton's question of, well, how come
Mhm.
women aren't talking to other women about it? And I don't think that women, and like asking women, do you deserve your man? Like, what do you bring to the table? And I don't think that women are not talking with one another. I don't think women are unwilling to meet the needs of their men. I think the reference point that a lot of women are at is after the fact. They in their minds, I think, because either they've already been hurt, like I said, or it's like I think I'm doing what I should be doing. According to when I ask him, he says he's good. And according to what I think I should be doing, I'm doing it. And it still got me the outcome that it got me. And so now you want me to still try to figure out how to be his everything without his feedback. Now I've been hurt. Now I probably gained weight. Like, now all these other things are at play. I'm just trying to kind of reverse engineer. Like, what are the things that could be addressed or dealt with that could possibly get this outcome of a woman who's willing to meet her man's needs and is actually doing that. And to me, her being proactive, I agree with you, all of that. All women should. You should always be studying your man, trying to figure out how to meet his needs. Got it. but nobody's perfect. So I'm just saying it's also good if the man can give some insight, some feedback. Talk to me. If I come to you, like, say something. Don't take this posture like Anton initially took, like, you gotta figure that shit out. Now maybe that'll never happen, and those who can meet the man's needs without it, they win. But I'm just trying to figure out a solution, because we said 2025 we're focusing on solutions. Right,
Oh,
Anton?
remember that.
I listen.
100%.
Oh man.
You all right, Slimmy? You good, big dog?
I just don't understand why a question can't be answered like an hour later. Like we still, that's crazy.
You don't think the question was answered, Slimmy?
Hell no. Hell no.
Let me never answered the
Of
question.
what?
He's right. He never
Of what?
answered it.
What
As a
question?
woman, I still don't know what we're supposed to bring to the table. I mean, I know what Anton
I
explained.
asked what
You don't know what you all
separates
supposed to
you.
bring to the table, Molly?
I asked the women what separates you from other women.
I think I do.
What
But
separates you from other women?
Yes, you're asking dudes to not speak on the surface level about what you bring to the table. But
Okay.
so I'm breaking it down. What separates you from another woman that I should
Ideally,
look into you?
Well, it
Molly,
depends.
you don't know what my expectation would be of you, Molly?
oh, I would think so.
Okay, that's all
but
that
I
really
think
matters.
I think that honestly, assuming that all women were operating the same way, there probably wouldn't be much that separates one from the other.
Exactly.
Men don't think there is anyway.
Are you in church? Like I feel like
Y'all say
I'm
all
not.
boxes the same. So what is
Well,
there?
I was going to say something, but we was talking.
Wait, y'all got to answer Slimmy's question. Go ahead, Slimmy. Slimmy need clarification before we read the super
I,
chat.
I was about to. The thing
Slimmy,
that
Slimmy going to get another T-shirt?
He hung up on us. Oh.
the thing
Slimmy,
that separates.
Slimmy, ask
Oh,
the question, Slimmy.
I know that. I know it's gonna be the runaround.
I keep trying to answer it, but
Slimmy,
every
what's
time I go to speak, somebody else talk.
Slimmy, give us the question. Give us the clear question.
Women want to know what they bring to the table, or they want this non-surface conversation. So tell men what separates you from other women.
So, depending on the man, will depend on the woman and the separation. If there's okay, you don't want him.
A lot of people is asking me.
You don't want
A
him.
lot of people is asking me about if I'm gonna link up with Jason Wilson. It's crazy that y'all saying that. I've been texting Jason all day. I've been texting Jason all day.
All women are not 100% the same. That doesn't make any sense. Just like all men are not 100% the same.
Slimmy not happy with y'all right now. So,
But and then like
Slimmy does what he normally does. He doesn't want to hear an answer. He wants to hear whatever he wants to hear.
No, you said I was.
No, I didn't get to finish. No, you did this.
Wait.
This is a nonverbal.
You gotta let me land. You gotta let me land. You said I was being vague.
It's a
and then you
nonverbal.
proceed to answer a question saying, "Oh well, all women are. We know all women aren't going to be alike."
No, I didn't say that. I said, well, it would depend on the man on how the woman is.
Okay. What does that have to do with what separates a woman from anyone from other women? What differentiates you that I should pick you over everyone else?
We're talking in general.
That's what the question means.
Hold on.
Slimmy, none of these women are pregnant, so
I was talking in general. So if you're talking to me, if you want me to answer just for myself, Anton likes me to talk in general. Okay.
No, I want y'all to talk in general.
In general.
Yeah, I want y'all to be personal.
And
I don't like that question, Slimmy. I'm sorry,
to get through to the chat as well. Anton likes me to talk in general. He doesn't want me to talk from my personal life. So I'm
I
trying
didn't
to
ask you to
speak in
talk about your
general.
personal life.
And that's why I say it would depend. It would depend on the woman, because literally, if you're a dude from the hood who's about certain things, then you're gonna get that type of woman that matches that energy.
What?
And then
She's
why would you
saying that the
ask that
woman is going to
question?
just. She's saying that the woman is going to dress according to whatever the type of man that she's dealing with.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Which, back to my point, if assuming that we all know how to adjust, there's not going to be a big difference between one woman from the next, according
Exactly.
to
That's what I'm thinking.
Is it?
but
It just depends on the
if
man.
in general a woman can adjust to her man, then the difference between me and another woman is I'm sitting here with you and no other
No,
woman
no,
is.
no.
Like,
Exactly.
I said
Exactly.
that.
Why?
I said that that's what Mika told Slimmy. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's applicable to what I'm talking about.
All,
no,
all
I'm
I'm
talking about
saying
what
is,
Slim was asking.
all I'm saying is that woman. There's a woman. Okay. So let's say you have one woman, right? How she was with this guy is not how she is with that guy. She's gonna
I
adjust
agree. Now, I do agree with you with that.
accordingly,
I think
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you.
and
100%.
that's why I say it depends.
But see, that is exactly why it flies in the face of what you just said, Carrie. Women are different with different men. All men are not the same. All men are not going to operate the same. And women
So,
definitely don't
okay.
operate the same. They're not the same around all men. They are different depending on the different type of man and what is expected. Y'all know what y'all can
So
get
then
away with.
wouldn't that mean that in general, oh, sorry,
Y'all
go
know
ahead.
what y'all can get away with certain guys. And you know what you can't get away with other guys. And y'all adjust accordingly. 100% you adjust accordingly.
But wouldn't that then mean that unless you speak specifically to Slimmy and his needs as a man, that in general, a woman's response to his
That's not what I'm
question would
saying.
be the same? No,
That's not
no.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
okay. So then, so how
What I'm saying
would it?
is all men want the same thing, but women adjust according to the man and according to whatever it is that they want. If they want them, if they truly want to be in that man's presence, you're not going to treat this guy over here who you don't necessarily value as much the same way that you're going to treat this guy over here that has high expectations that you value a lot. All men want the same thing. All men don't get the same thing. And that's why you see different women treating different women or different men differently. We all want the same thing. Y'all adjust according to whatever the expectations are that you give it. And if you really want to meet that expectation for that guy.
And is
That's
that
why a
when?
lot of times the guys that y'all with, you know that you can get away with a lot of shit and you don't meet the expectation. But then when y'all end up on the dating market again, now you got a revenge body. How come you didn't have that same body when you was with your husband?
Okay.
Because his expectations is different than what you think guys are going to do when they see you in the streets, and you got to raise your expectations in order to be able to compete. You ain't got to compete. There is no competing when you at home, and that's why you're so comfortable. That's why I say women don't even have the conversations with their friends to say, hey, how do you keep your man? How do you keep your situation? How do you remain happy? What does being successfully married look like instead of just being married for a long time? There is a difference.
But when you say that to them, Anton, when you say that to them, when you say, like I said, when I talk to women on the internet, when you say that to them, like, oh, you should, try to exercise every day. Like women will tell me, oh, you get up at 6 o'clock every day to exercise. Why? They don't want to hear that. And me personally, if it's not
I agree.
if it's not a family member, I don't have a problem with that with my family members. But if I did, I would only do that with a family member and people I care about. Like I would sit and talk to Carrie for hours if I had to.
I
If
agree.
it's not that, I'm not doing it. Whatever. Say
I
whatever.
think that
But so
there's
in
levels to
reference
women.
to Slimmy's question though, because I'm trying to figure out what would an answer be to that question that would be
Listen,
believable
Carrie.
to distinguish.
Listen, Carrie.
No, for real, go ahead.
Just listen, Carrie. 1 second. There's levels. There's like 4 different levels that women go to, And most women never get to the fourth level. The lowest level is, you know, she gonna do it and say whatever the fuck she want to say. That's where the majority of the women lie at. They don't care. They're gonna talk smart. They're gonna talk their shit, whatever. That's the lowest level. The second level is when she slightly starts to raise her expectations, which means that she's gonna start paying attention to what men want. A lot of times, women that are at the second level are the women that are married. A lot of times, most women only fall in the first two categories. It's the women that are married, and a lot of times they not really responding because they're not adjusting on a daily basis because they don't have no expectations. So because they're comfortable, because they feel like they could just do whatever they want to do, they can use the bathroom with the door open and shit like that. You know, they're not putting their best foot forward. They're not dating the person that they with. Some women are in relationships, some women are married. That's the second level, but they don't really have high expectations. The third level, often at times you find that girl, she don't always get the best either because she may be too choosy for where she's at, but often at times some of those women are the divorced women, right? Because those are the women that then pay attention because they know that they got to compete. Those are the ones that get the revenge body and all of that stuff, and they adjust to the men that they dating at that particular time. They're going to do what they got to do to get what they want, and they're going to move, right? And so, again, it goes back to a woman will adjust to the man that they with. They know in certain circles they can get away with certain shit. They know in other circles they don't have to really pay attention because they don't feel like them guys add no value into their life anyway. The highest level, and this is for the greatest of great women, right? They have learned that they have to be the same way with all men, and that's when men start calling them unicorns. When a woman will make a guy feel like he's the greatest ever, even though they know that she has no interest in them, and she treats all men phenomenal and don't just treat a man a certain type of way based off of whether or not they think that he can add value into their life or if they really want to have a great presence in his life. A woman that has learned to really master who she is to where all the time she's the same way with all men and she don't have to ever put up a front. She don't have to move differently. She don't have to switch up depending on what circumstances she's in. But everybody loves her because she treats all men great. That is the level that most women never, ever get to. They never get to that. Those are the women that men start calling unicorns.